Assalamu alaikum, Nazreen. Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Today we will discuss quite interesting things, and I'm going to outline them very quickly. And right after that, I'm going to bring you a special treat live. Special treat live आपके लिए. आज हम deal करेंगे, does Iran want to be part of the Pak-Saudi Defense Pact? Then you'll ask the question, can Iran be a part of it bilaterally or multilaterally? मतलब एक ग्रुप में आएगा या पाकिस्तान के साथ डायरेक्टली होगा? Will Israel attack Iran? And another question, with a lot of Taliban attacks and everything else going on, will terrorism be tolerated from Afghanistan any further? Chauthi cheez, all the countries are fed up, from Russia, Central Asia, Iran, China, and what are their options vis-a-vis Pakistan? And thirdly, as always, with Pakistanis, are China and USA aligned on all these issues of Iran and Afghanistan? But before I go further, I want to bring you a treat. This treat is the 6th generation jet now flying in China. It does not have a tail. It has 2 versions. It can control 300 drones at a time. It is full AI controlled, and it controls 300 drones by the rest. It's really another version of this one is a Mach 16 space jet, which is called the White Emperor. Now I leave it to you guys' imagination what this is. Now, one of the things in this one is it does not have a pitot tube. That means it is not a prototype version. This is a final production version. So if in the near future this comes out to be a what I call in production, it'll be a real treat to have them flying the skies of Pakistan. And I think we'll also start following another gentleman, Victor Gao. He said today that with Pakistan Air Force embedded with the Chinese Air Force, there is no equal to Pakistan in South, Central, and West Asia. So with that, I will now move to the main part of our presentation. And that is, does Iran want to be part of the Pak-Saudi equation? The answer is yes. Their Major General, who's also the, head of their army and an advisor to Ayatollah Khamenei, he himself has said that he would like to be part of it. And he sees value in it. What value does he see? Iran does not have an air force per se. I think what they like to get is a Pakistani air force umbrella. Because as you can see, if you look on a map, Israel does not have, any borders with Iran. All they can do is lob if you look at the map here, what you see is Israel is over here, this country here, and Iran is over here. So the only way they're going to fight with each other is by aerial warfare. Iran sends missile, Israel comes over here and does that. Now, there's a complication here a little bit, and that is Pakistan has entered Saudi Arabia. And there are reports that Pakistan has sent some J-10 JF Thunder to Bahrain. Now, unconfirmed reports. But definitely with Saudi Arabia, we are here, and I think we'll be defending Medina, Makkah, Riyadh So most likely our radar system and defensive will be somewhere in this area on their bases. Probably Arar base, Tabuk. So I think there will be some understanding between Pakistan and the other great friend of America. Now, the real question there is, we talked about what Iran likes. Now, if we start looking at the issue, why can they be part of it? Answer is yes, but let's see if they come under the present circumstances. The minute we admit them, we will be doing bilateral relations with them and trade, and we will be sanctioned by everybody in the book, America and everybody else. And if that happens, I'll just give you an idea of what the real, Iranian real to dollar is. It is total massacre. Open market is about 1.1 million to 1 real. So I don't think we are looking in Pakistan to reach that level. So, and I think what are the impediments for that? Impediments to that is the West does not want them to enrich uranium. And secondly, to open up their inspections through IEA inspectors, all that. And Iran says they will not. And that can be a big problem. Okay. और इसका जो है ना एक उनकी Iranians ने अभी इस पे एक they're doing some the fun part is they start asking you questions, these people, WhatsApp, when you don't want them to ask you any questions. Iranian parliament went, as soon as the sanctions were announced, they went into a, what do you call, now let me say what the sanctions are. Freeze all Iranian assets abroad, halt any arms deal with Iran, penalize any development of their ballistic missile program, and this is called the snapback. Iranian parliament denounced it before going into closed door session, likely to discuss country's response, which could be getting out of the NPT and trying to go for the bomb. I think there's also another thing which they may be looking at. A threatening Gulf of Hormuz, the Straits of Hormuz. And I think if I go back to the map, I can show you what that is. Gulf, Straits of Hormuz is this small area here. And here is 30% of the global oil flows through it. And it is neither in the Arab interest, neither in the US interest, neither in the Chinese interest, neither in the Indian interest, neither in Pakistani interest to have these closed. Now, why would they not be in the Pakistani interest? Simple. The minute they are closed, when you go to the petrol pump, you will not get any gas. When a poor man takes on the LPG to cook, he will not have LPG. Basically, your commerce and everything else comes to a screeching halt. We do make our own in Pakistan about 20-30% by the oil fields up north, but it's not enough for the country. It's very drastic. So at no stage the world will allow Iran to shut the Gulf of Hormuz down. It sounds very tantalizing and everything else, but it's just not in the cards. The second one is, will US and Israel attack? And I'll repeat again. They have 450 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, which is about for 6 to 8 bombs. Does US and Israel want to deal with them at this stage? Or when do they have 50, 60, 100, like North Korea? Then they're out of the box. Then they can't do anything about it. So they will try and deal with them at this stage. Okay. And I think people will make a case no and this and that, but I think we are going to be here, you're going to be here, and I think a few months from now it'll be very evident. The other question I asked, will the terrorism from Afghanistan be further tolerated? And the answer there is no. There was a meeting on the sidelines of the United Nations called by Russia, and the countries participating in that were Pakistan, Iran, China, and Russia. The Russians said, stop sending ISIS terrorists our way. ISIS terrorists are going in there and they're blowing up stuff in Russia to help Ukraine. So this is pretty odd. Secondly, Chinese are saying stop sending East Turkmen Islamist Party over into the Uyghur province and who are killing Chinese citizens and creating all kind of havoc there. This is no more. Secondly, the TTP attack on their dam and kill people, Chinese still want those people brought to justice. And they're also attacking, BLA is also attacking Chinese interests. So they're saying no BLA, no East Turkmen Party. Pakistan is saying, okay, this BLA and TTP has to stop. And we're getting killed every day. Our people are. Okay. Thirdly, and not lastly, Iran had an attack on a port. And this was Badr Abbas, right here. Out of 13, 9 were Afghanis. So the Iranians saying, well, what is this nonsense? And everybody else is going, this nonsense has gone far enough. So my assessment is, you can't have it going on. You cannot tolerate this. Those people are sitting coast, and if you come south, a lot of them are near the Chaman border, near Kandahar. And the way it goes is Afghanistan is giving these guys a lot of even proper houses like guests in Kabul. So this thing has to stop. Pakistan has to take steps, and I think that's what the rest of the world wants, is not only you take out the sanctuaries, you also take out the patrons. Some time ago, I like to remind my audience that Pakistan had meetings with the Tajik alliance. Now, who is Tajik alliance? Because there's the Taliban, there's the Tajik alliance. For that, I'll go back on the map itself, and I'll show you again who Tajik alliance is. Tajik alliance is, if you look at Afghanistan, all the northern side is Uzbek or Tajiks, and the southern side is mostly Pashtuns. There are Balochi around this area. I repeat, northern side is Tajiks, Uzbeks, and those are the guys not with Turkmenistani also. Pashtuns are mostly in this area. So there is a thought that most of these governments are saying inclusive government. That means include the Tajiks in there. So there is an option available to the community what to do with the Afghan Taliban. Now, let's see if they listen to this or not. If they don't, then I think Pakistan Army and Air Force will go in. Not only take they should take the sanctuaries out. And maybe the patrons will then negotiate. If they don't, then I guess you're going to take the patrons out too. And I think the present army has the full capability and the will to do both. Okay. And the question then becomes, will China USA want this? The answer is closure of Straits of Hormuz. Both support should be stayed open. There's absolutely no question. Second part, to get this terrorism out of the bloodstream of the Afghans, it has to happen. And everybody is fed up with this. So noose is going to be tightening around Afghanistan, and it's going to get not, as Mr. Trump said, very bad things are going to happen. And I think I can say our Field Marshal was saying, just wait, bad things are coming. So with that, I will add our to the stage Sharbana. She's our host.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. And she is going to grill me completely A to Z about what's happening. So what her questions are. And I've already told her if I can't answer something, I will say, I don't know. I'm going to go find out first.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. So you started up with the new regional axis, Pakistan, China, Iran, and Russia. They have issued a joint declaration against Afghan terror group. So is a new anti-terror alliance emerging, and how will it reshape the balance with the US and India?
Yes, I think the reshaping, I'll shift to another map on this one.
Mhm.
And prove that. If you take a look at this particular map, I think you get all this alliance. This is already an alliance built with CENTCOM in Qatar, with Pakistan as the
Mhm.
pivot state for all these works. So that alliance is already there. And I think this has a
Mhm.
backing of Russia as well as China. So whatever action they're going to do for the good old Afghanistan will have the backing of all of them. Now, our ambassador to Afghanistan was day before yesterday in Iran having talks. And I'm sure they're not talking Golgappas. I think they're talking seriously how to just put an end to all this. And I think I've answered your question. This whole alliance is going to be
Exactly.
here, and and the
Okay.
target is
All right.
okay.
All right. Interesting. So you also talked about Iran sanctions and Russia. So snapback UN sanctions are back on Iran, freezing assets and blocking weapon deals. So could these sanctions push Iran towards a nuclear breakout, or would Russia back Iran militarily?
Yeah, you asked a good question because the Iranian parliament is debating that issue, leaving the NPT and going for a bomb. But if they do, I don't think Americans or the Israelis will tolerate that at all. And I think it's going to
Mm.
be a very brutal campaign, very, very brutal campaign. So
Okay.
I would say, I would say they will not allow it, and I don't think they'll get far with it. And that, well, they're brothers, and I hope they make the right decision.
All right. Okay, so let's come towards the Pakistan and Tajik alliances you discussed in your podcast. That Pakistan has warned Afghan Taliban's if talk fails, cross-border terrorism, Pakistan will scorn the language of bullets. So are Pakistan and the Taliban on the path to another open confrontation?
I think Afghanistan is already confronting Pakistan. There are Afghans dying on the battlefield. Their commanders are being killed in KPK. There's reports of 17,000 of this TTP, and I think you can all guess more than half of them will be Afghans. And most of those Afghans are coming over are the good old buddy system from the time of the Americans. So, yeah, Afghanis are already open confrontation. Now, the question is, how long before we give them a taste of their own one? And Talal Chaudhry said right, if the
Mm.
only language you understand force, then you will have it. And even a minister saying that, I think he said it by somebody else's backing. So
All right. So I just want to ask a question that is, you haven't discussed it yet, but it's about Middle East diplomacy. Trump has recently announced that Netanyahu has agreed to a Gaza ceasefire plan and even thanked Pakistan's leadership for supporting the deal. So, why is Pakistan suddenly central to Gaza's diplomacy, and what does Trump's praise mean for US and Pakistan ties?
I think Trump is doing what is evident, becoming evident, that the Pakistan is the leader, have emerged as a dominant power in the Middle East also. And I think by accepting the Gaza thing, they are basically giving also a signal to Israel that they're not looking to confront them because Pakistan does not have any national interest against Israel. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if we take Haifa, what would we do? Nothing. I mean, if we Pakistan does not have any interest. We have a big enough enemy, and I think that's
Mhm.
more than enough for anybody to chew on. So I think we're going to keep our focus over
Oh,
there, and we'll defend Makkah, Medina, and Saudi Arabia, and maybe if things progress for Qatar, maybe giving them aerial cover, but that's about it. I don't think we're looking to go head to head with the uh, just like we are the Bigra Bacha very soon of China. I don't think we're looking to go after the Bigra Bacha of America.
all right. All right. So, really appreciate your insights and time and for addressing my questions as well. So, all yours.
Thank you, Malvin, and thank you, Sherbano, and thank you, everybody. And in a short while, in a few days, we'll be back again assessing what's happening with Afghanistan and what's going to be happening with Iran. Take care and have a nice
All
day.
right.
Good night.
Allah.